Welcome everybody to another moment in time with George here at Kilohertz. When I was at presenting school, I was told it was very important to match your energy to the subject matter, and today we're talking about ambient, but you can tell I'm a bit too excited to keep that up. This is a new content bank called Tremor, and it's by Arovane. It's a really finely detailed piece of work. I think you'll agree when we start to listen to some of this that there's a little bit of something from every era and sub-style of ambient music. I've always been kind of into Brian Eno and his work with Daniel Lenoir, but there's all kinds going back into the mists of time, from Erik Satie with his Musique through the Musique Concrète of the 20s and 30s, right up into the early synth days, the true kind of modern electronic synth days. And I think there's a little taste of everything in here, from the organic to the pure digital madness. You're gonna love it. So let's dive in. But before we do, a discussion point. I want to know what your mood is right now. Try and describe it to me in as complex and detailed a way as possible. That'll put you in the mood for making ambient music. I definitely think so. A doctor told me. It's always instructive to take a look at the words in the tags here. So we've got things like soundscape, atmospheric, ethereal. We've also got things like noisy, FX, drone. So this really runs the gamut, pulsating, runs the gamut of different styles within what you might call ambient music. And of course that's important because ambient music should be able to be applied to any ambience in any situation. So why don't we start with Eisel, a soft floating ambient pad with glide effect and random modulation. Quartal, of course, we're doing ambient music. These macros all have a little something to say about the sound also. And there's so much texture and richness in there. In each of these delays and reverbs, a little extra iota of atmosphere gets built and added to the sum. What about something a little bit more aggressive though? Noise drone pad, a dark rhythmic and noisy drone pad, making use of the sampler here with the sample Mondri. Pretty much every single one of these presets could be a whole track on its own. But don't steal that idea, that's my next album, not yours. Let's listen to a choir, a formant choir with a pad layer. Always worth waiting for these textures. How about something physical, rusty strings? If we open this up, we'll see that there's, again, samplers giving us something brand new, a couple of filters and wavetable type inputs, and down at the bottom here, some modulation from a random source being sent to the effects and to the detune of that wavetable oscillator, creating a kind of unsettled pulsing situation. But perhaps most interestingly of all on this patch, over on the second lane of effects, are the reversers, which take little snippets of the sound and loop them backwards on themselves. This is a surefire way to make a sound slightly otherworldly. It's not something that occurs very often in nature. And then there are a couple of true sound effect type patches, like water texture here. Which again uses reversers to add to the slightly ghostly ambience. And finally, let's take a listen to Light Index, Streams of Light Plasma. I'm a sucker for light plasma. And if you like the sound of these, well, I can only just suggest that you go and grab a hold of the content bank yourself. It's called Tremor, and it's available from kilohertz.com. I reckon you should go and take a peek. Before this sound dies out, grab a hold. Don't forget to pause, take a moment, tell me your mood in as many words as it takes. I will read them, I promise, probably, definitely I will. And until we see each other again, stay calm, folks.